This is Mimi, and I thought I would come to you today with a top 15 crafty Christmas gifts under $15. These are some of my favorite crafty items that I use a bunch. Okay, I will link everything down below. I will also have a special category, what are they called? Categories on my Amazon storefront. I don't know what they are. I'll have a special one just for this video. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the two more expensive items. So first off, a mini trimmer. Now this is a mini guillotine, but they have mini regular trimmers. These run at all different price points. You can spend anywhere from $10 to $25. But I wanted to include it in this list because you can get a lower end one. I will link a few different price points and a few different types if I can find a few different types on Amazon, but especially if you're going to go to like Joann or Hobby Lobby or Michael's and they have coupons and good sales, you can get one of these for a very good price, and they come in handy for tiny, smaller items, especially trimming down photos for mini albums, trimming down journaling cards and cut aparts, that kind of thing. I use this all the time. You'll see me pull it out in my videos constantly. Next up is, and I'm sorry, it's not charged, so I can't show you how it works, but a light board. I know Cricut makes an expensive one. It's like, I think $60 or $80, something like that, but this is a $12 light board. You can use it to trace. If you're not an artist, you can use it to trace pictures onto your journals and stuff like that. Or what I use it for is easily weeding my Cricut vinyl, especially HTV, because it's thin in the back. It's the plastic. You can see through it very easily, but when you're looking at it, sometimes you can't see through it. Using the light board really helps. I kind of wish it was charged. I keep forgetting to bring down the cable to charge it, which is why it's not charged. Sorry about that. But yeah, this comes in handy, especially for weeding. Like I said, my old eyes sometimes can't see those lines on the HTV. Sometimes it's difficult. If you do any kind of Cricut stuff with vinyl, you can tell sometimes it's really difficult to see the cut lines, and this makes it so easy. I really wish it was charged. I'm so sorry about that. Next up, we have 3D embossing folders. These are Tim Holtz, and I love the Tim Holtz ones. They are so intricate. The detail is amazing. This is the wood grain, and this is the brick. I just got the brick. This one I got on sale. This one was not on sale, so this one was $12. And I think I got this one for $9 when it was on sale on Amazon. But yes, 3D embossing folders are amazing. If you have a manual die cutting machine or a Gemini Junior, anything like that, these work great, and I highly recommend these Tim Holtz. Next, we have glues. So I have two glues that go on the list. So this is item 4 and 5, Fabri-Tac. I love using Fabri-Tac, well, for fabric, but there are items like glitter paper that this will hold quicker and better than a regular glue. So this I highly recommend. I use it a lot to glue ribbons and that kind of stuff in my journals on the edges. Like I said, it really comes in handy for something like glitter, which can be stubborn to use. Then also my favorite glue, the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. I love this glue. It's my favorite. The only issue is if you don't use it for a while, the nozzle will get clogged, but I've shown you in plenty of videos. I'll do it right now. You just pop the nozzle off, see, and then take your pin and push your pin through, clean it off, and then put your nozzle back on, and you're good to go. If it's been sitting a really long time, you can soak it in hot water. But this glue I prefer because I live in Pennsylvania and it gets cold, and if I need glue with freezing temperatures, I can still order Barely Art. It has a very fine tip nozzle and it dries super fast. Okay, I even had my mom get this for my niece. Because A, you don't use much when you have this fine tip nozzle. So, and B, it dries super fast. It's great. So, there we go. There's that. Next up let's do some cheaper items. Here we go. This glue eraser. You can even get this at the Dollar Tree. I paid like $2 for it on Amazon a few years ago, and this works by rubbing off glue. If you get glue on an item, once it's dry, you just rub it off and it takes off the glue without making any marks and any mess. It's great. You should totally have this. And these smaller items that are coming up next, even the glue, great stocking stuffers. So there's that. And then here we go. This guy here, he's dusty, don't mind him, is my favorite blending brush. Okay, this was $2.99 for this blending brush, I believe. $2.99. They have them in colors, so you can use like the whole thing as a color. So if it's green, the whole thing, use a green. I went cheap because it was like $1 more for the color. I went cheap and went with black and then just painted the top. So I have for the blue family, the green, purple, orange and yellow, and pink and red. And I just painted the top the color, and that's what I use for my blending, for my ink. I also do use the normal ink blenders, but those aren't my favorite. Next up is a T-square. I have two different T-squares. Let me grab the other one. This one here is the normal T-square that almost everybody has. It's perfect for lining up, making sure everything's straight, because this has a ridge on it, so it hooks onto the paper or whatever you're doing and stays still. I also bought it in a 6-inch. It's a little heavier duty one, and I got this one on Temu. But I really like the 6-inch for smaller things like working in a bullet journal and stuff like that. This works great, and once again, it still has the little ledge. You can see it right there. See? So it snaps onto the paper. I'm trying to see. Here we go. So it see that? Okay, so a T-square. I mean, it's for making straight lines, which even with a regular ruler, I kind of struggle to do. T-squares work great. Speaking of rulers, my absolute favorite ruler that I use all the time is my Tim Holtz centering ruler. It has a just grabbed from the printer here. It has a 0 in the middle, so you would center. Let's turn it this way. You would center it on and get it right. So right here, it's 4 1/4 on both sides of the 0. Okay, this is 8.5-inch piece of paper, so 4 1/4 on each side. Now you found your center. Makes it easy for anything you need to do that you need to find a center, especially if you are very more of a perfectionist and you want to make sure everything's centered. Now I just punch like tags and stuff, but it comes in handy for ring journals, things like that. That's what I use it for. And there is a nice, it kind of bends down. It's like on an angle right here, and I use this a lot for tearing paper because it's nice and thick, so I use it a lot for tearing paper. And as you can see, nothing has rubbed off. Nothing has rubbed off, and I've had this for quite a few years. I believe it's around $10. It was last time I checked, but worth it. Next we have, the Mono Sand Eraser from, I think it's Tombow. Yeah, Tombow Mono Sand Eraser. This works great when you are stamping, and if you get a little bit of ink where you don't want it, it has sand in the eraser. Obviously, it's a sand eraser, and it kind of sands the paper off to get rid of that ink. So I use this for stamping mistakes because it happens. Next up are distress inks. I have these big ones. These are the only 2 big ones I have. Let me grab. These are the only, like I said, these are the only 2 big ones I have. The rest of them I have in the minis. I don't know why I like the minis, but you get 4 colors for the price of 2 of these. And if you go to Joann or Michael's and they're on sale, it's even cheaper. So that's why I like the minis. They come in different packs. He has a ton of colors. He comes out with new ones constantly. And my favorite brown is Walnut Stain, and I am obsessed with the Lost Shadow. Gray is one of my favorite colors, gray and purple. So this Lost Shadow is perfection to me. Okay, and then what do we have here? Oh, the finger blade. This Fiskars finger blade gives you so much control. You're not going to, because it's on your finger, you are not going to lose control of it. You're not going to cut yourself, anything like that. A lot of times I don't even put my finger through it, but the Fiskars finger blade, that's definitely one that I would always have in my craft room. I actually have it right in a little tool thing right here next to me, so I can always grab it. And then inverted tweezers. When you're not squeezing them, they're together. When you squeeze them, they're open. They're great for holding things together. I'm trying to find something here. Hold on. So you want to glue this on here, and you don't want to wait for your glue to dry. It's also nice for holding smaller items to glue before you put it on. Stuff like that. They're great. You can get these super cheap. I think I have like 5 of them. I honestly have so many of them. But there's that. And then last but not least, a weeding tool. This one is actually a mess. There's glue all over it. But this one's from the Dollar Tree. I also have, hold on, let me grab it. Here it is. I have my Cricut one that came with my Cricut tools when I got my Cricut, but the tip is bent. The tip bent. I don't know, you probably can't see that, but the tip bent. See that? So I bought a replacement at the Dollar Tree. These I use for poking out die cuts and weeding, obviously, for the Cricut, but I use them for poking out die cuts when there's still little pieces left in and it's not a bunch. I do have that tool that you run. Where is it? I do have this that you run across for like bigger ones, but when it's just a few little pieces in the die cut, I'd grab this to poke them out. This is great for weeding. Obviously, that's what it's for, but yeah, you can see they're identical. This one's the Cricut. This one's $1.25 from the Dollar Tree. It's up to you what you want. They also have other brands on Amazon. I think it's NiCappa. NiCappa has some really great stuff, and I buy a lot of their products, and I know they have weeding tools. And if you get it in a set, the set comes with this, and this, which you will see a lot. I use this a lot. I use this as a bone folder. But there you go. Those are my 15 craft items under $15 that I recommend. A lot of them would make great stocking stuffers, small enough to fit in a stocking. And it's anything. I just thought I would throw up a video of maybe you needed a last minute little idea. And it's the stuff that I use most often. It is the stuff I pull for all the time. So anyway, thanks for joining me today. I hope I gave you some good ideas. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.